जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, हरे कृष्णा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We are reading from third canto, chapter 8, verse number 28. कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिशङ्गवाससा स्वलङ्कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स श्रीवत्सवक्षस्वलवल्लमेन कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिशङ्गवाससा स्वलङ्कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिशङ्गवाससा स्वलङ्कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिशङ्गवाससा स्वलङ्कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिशङ्गवाससा स्वलङ्कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन Mataji's, anybody? कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिशङ्गवाससा स्वलङ्कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन Kadamba Kinjalka, saffron dust of the Kadamba flower, Pishanga, dress of the color, Vasasa, by clothing, Su Alankrutam, well decorated, Mekhalaya, by the belt, Nitambe, on the waist, Harena, by the garland, Cha, also, Ananta, highly, Dhanena, valuable, Vatsa, My dear Vidura, Shrivatsa of the transcendental marking, Vakshasthala on the chest, Vallabhena, very pleasing. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O my dear Vidura, the Lord's waist was covered with yellow cloth resembling the saffron dust of the Kadamba flower, and it was encircled by a well-decorated belt. His chest was decorated with the Shrivatsa marking and a necklace of unlimited value. We will go ahead and go through the text number 29 also. Parardhya keyura manikraveka paryasta dordanda sahasra shakham avyaktamulam bhuvanangripendra mahindra bhogair dhivitavalsham mahindra bhogair adhivitavalsham. Translation: as the sandalwood tree is decorated with fragrant flowers and the branches, the Lord's body was decorated with valuable jewels and pearls. He was the self-situated tree, the Lord of all others in the universe. And as the sandalwood tree is covered with many snakes, so the Lord's body was also covered by the hoods of Ananta. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word avyakta moolam is significant here. Generally, no one can see the roots of a tree. But as far as the Lord is concerned, He is the root of Himself, because there is no other separate cause of His standing. But He Himself, But as far as the Lord is concerned, He is the root of Himself, because there is no other separate cause of His standing but He Himself. In the Vedas, it is said that the Lord is Swashraya. He is His own support, and there is no other support for Him. Therefore, Avyakta Moolam, Avyakta means the Supreme Lord Himself and no one else. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrupatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyam Ishwaram Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you in today's festival of Bhagavatam class. And my humble obeisances unto all wonderful devotees assembled here, my godbrothers, my senior godbrothers, all of them, and those who may be hearing me right now from the internet. So these are wonderful two series of verses spoken by Lord Brahma himself. He is not speaking these verses, but Maitreya Muni is telling to Vidura what Lord Brahma is seeing, what is his vision. So Lord Brahma he was originated in the lotus flower. He did not understand what was the origin. He was going up and down to see what is the origin. He went all the way down, it is mentioned in the previous verses, and nothing, he could not see anything. Finally, he came and went back to the flower and performed tapasya. Now, Bhagavatam says he did it for 1,000 years of Brahma. Was it 10,000 or 1,000? Maybe I don't remember the exact number. Anyway, 10,000, 1,000, both is a lot. So, after that, what he saw with his own eyes is what is spoken in this verse. The beautiful description of the Lord. He got the vision of Lord Vishnu. And that is what is mentioned here. And very beautifully, now just see this verse. Let us understand the translation. It says, Kadamba Kinjalka Pishanga Vasasa. Very beautiful. Sanskrit language anyway is very beautiful. But the way the words are used, Kadamba Kinjalka Pishanga Vasasa, means if you have seen Kadamba flowers. Actually, to be very honest, before I came to ISKCON, I did not know there is anything like Kadamba flower. It's only after coming here, I saw in pictures first. Then I heard, okay, Radharani's complexion is like Kadamba, etc. Kadamba flower. Then one day I actually came to temple and there were Kadamba flowers in the altar. And then somebody said that devotees made a lot of effort to grow Kadamba tree in Bhaktivedanta hospital. And the first produce that came, it was offered to, that time I first time saw a Kadamba flower. It's actually like a orange ball. And many times actually due to environmental problems, Kadamba flowers actually grow, then they immediately become black also. You don't really see them as, but if they are well protected, you can actually see a Kadamba flower laden with, Kadamba tree laden with Kadamba flowers. And it looks really beautiful. Just like the way it is shown in the pictures. A tree with many small bulbs. Like, if you want to see it, you can visit Govardhan Eco Village. On the bank of Prem Sarovar, there are many Kadamba trees. And all are laden with Kadamba flowers. And it is so beautiful to see them. So next time when you visit, please go. I think this is the season right now. Kadamba flowers are coming, so maybe you can go and see them. It really looks very beautiful. So Kadamba Kinjalka is the pollen that comes out of Kadamba flower. So that Kadamba Kinjalka Pishanga Vasasa. So that the color of that pollen, it is that color which Lord has worn around his waist. And actually Nitambena means actually around his hips. So now we will stop here for a minute about the description. And let us try to understand who is this person who is describing this. So Lord Brahma is having this particular vision and he is describing this wonderful form of the Lord that he sees, that he saw. Now, this Lord Brahma, especially the Lord Brahma of our universe, is a very special Brahma. For what reasons? Many reasons. The most important reason is that perhaps he is the only leader that we can very boldly see. And it is very boldly expressed in scriptures that he also sometimes commit mistakes. And in the leadership training that is often taken, he said, my friend was recently telling me, he says, who is a person who is actually a sustainable leader? Because see, the problem nowadays is that everyone wants to become a leader. So you see the leadership program, podcast having leadership. And nobody wants to become a follower. The world cannot continue like this, right? There has to be good amount of followers. How can everyone become leaders, then nobody follows anybody? Then you have another chaos. So we don't want to have too many leaders. That is not required. We want to have few leaders, but they need to be of a caliber. And what is the caliber? Caliber is sustainable leadership. Sustainable means what? The person remains a leader for years and years and years to come, and the people who are followers, they don't feel that he should go away. They are absolutely happy to work under him. Years and years and years, that person himself will become a leader, will develop leadership qualities, but he will still consider, no, he is my leader. That is sustainable leadership. And what is the one thing that makes the leader sustainable leader? It says the heart to accept mistake. Like our PM also says, 56-inch chhati. So that 56-inch chhati should be so broad that you don't mind accepting your own mistake. And Lord Brahma does commit some mistakes. And he doesn't mind Vyasadeva writing about it. Vyasadeva is a disciple of his disciple. And so, 3 mistakes that we know in scriptures which Lord Brahma committed. We are not discussing these mistakes to criticize Lord Brahma. We are actually discussing them to glorify him. So it is mentioned one time when Lord Brahma was very close to his daughter, he suddenly felt very attracted to her. This is a very human level mistake, you can say, He just felt attracted to her. Then another time we see that when Lord Brahma, so basically Lord Brahma did mistakes at 3 levels. I mean, it's not said like that in Shastras. Just for our own understanding, we can think it like that. Okay. So one level is like a human level mistake. A mistake which even any human being can commit. So Lord Brahma commits a mistake which is like a human level type of a mistake. He gets attracted to his own daughter. And then there are these sons of Marichi who laugh at him. And then they are cursed. Because Brahma is not an ordinary person. You are not supposed to laugh, even if there is some minor mistake at the time. Right? And long as there is rectification after that. Right? Like in modern days terms, in our office also they run this campaign sometimes. They say that it is okay to be not okay. Yeah, it is okay to be not okay. So in spiritual life we say it is okay to be not okay, but it is not okay to be stay not okay. That's more important, right? So Lord Brahma committed a human level mistake. Then he also committed a demigod level mistake. So we all saw the wonderful movie of Narasimha Bhagwan, which recently came, Mahavatar Narasimha. So after Hiranyakashipu is defeated, and he's so ferocious that he's just so angry. And then devotees request Prahlad Maharaj, you please go and pacify him, because he's just uncontrollable right now. So as soon as Prahlad Maharaj, he just saw the beautiful form of Prahlad, his immediately anger came down. Then many demigods went and asked for benedictions, everything. Narasimhadev was very happy. Then Lord Brahma also went. So Narasimhadev looks at Lord Brahma and says that, don't commit such mistake again. Our Gaurang Prabhu recently told the story in the Radhashtami class. He made a very critical point. He said that nobody is beyond feedback. So Lord Brahma, he is the greatest demigod. He is not beyond feedback. Narasimhadev corrected him. So demigod level mistake. Giving benediction at an appropriate time to probably an inappropriate person. Right? Demigod level mistake. And then he also made a spiritual level mistake. That is the Brahma Vimohan Lila. Where, it was not that, he was inimical towards Lord Krishna. It was not that he actually became very proud. It was just that he saw Lord Krishna performing an activity which he could not understand. That how, if somebody is God, how can they perform an activity like this? So I think last 2 years back, I visited the place of, which is that place of Rasasthali next to Gopeshwar Mahadev. Vamshivat, yes, sorry. So if you go to Vamshivat, there is a temple, and just outside the temple, they have created a small monument type of thing. And you will see that monument, there are 8 sakhas sitting there, and Krishna in between, small, small deities. So that obviously caught my attention. So I asked the pujari that, why are these 8 sakhas and what is the concept of having sakhas in Vamshivat, which is supposed to be a place of the gopis? So he said that, you don't know why it is here? I said, why? He said, actually, when Lord Krishna was bewildered, when Lord Brahma was bewildered, because the sakhas were interacting very, intimately, and Lord Krishna stole the jhuta, or already tested buttermilk of one sakha. He said that pastime actually happened here. That's why all 8 sakhas are here. And he said, see closely, there is one Brahma's plane also shown behind. As I saw, there's a Bamba plane coming from. So he said, they would play all around forest. They would play across the Yamuna also. But for tiffin, that day, he said that they actually came here. So, must be. I mean, the Loka Praman, as a Loka Praman, we can accept it. So when Lord Brahma saw this particular intimate interaction of sakhas and Lord Krishna, he could not comprehend it. And he said, now I need to test if he is really God. So he stole all the sakhas. And then the beautiful Brahma Vimohan Leela took place. When he again came back, he saw Krishna expanded. He saw all the sakhas as it is, as they were, the way he had stolen. And then he got completely bewildered. And then right in front of his eyes, every sakha expanded into a full 4-arm blossoming Vishnu form, completely enlightened and, just covering the whole area with unlimited light. And then with every form of Lord Vishnu, there were sages and demigods praising them. So this was like this for Brahma. He says, what is this? Actually, Lord Brahma committed one more spiritual mistake, which is spoken in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Srila Prabhupada wonderfully quotes that story in Krishna book also. And that is when Lord Brahma once went to meet Lord Krishna in Dwarka. And then Krishna just passed the question from his attendant that please go ask him which Brahma he is. So the attendant came out and asked Brahma, which Brahma you are. So that was like a shock. He said, which Brahma? He said, I am the 4-headed Brahma. Just go and tell. So then the attendant went. So then Lord Brahma went inside. They had a wonderful meeting, whatever they must have discussed. Then while leaving, Brahma said, but Lord, why did you ask that question, which Brahma? Then Lord just closed his eyes. And in a minute, there were many, many, many Brahmas who appeared there. Some with 8 heads, some with 10 heads, some with 100 heads, some with 1,000 heads. And Chaitanya Charitamrita says that with all those 100 heads, they were bowing down in front of Krishna. I don't know how it must have looked like. All the 100 heads bowing down in one place. And how does it even fit? So, because if they are around, then if this head bowed down, then that head is still up. But it is not mentioned like that. All of them were bowing down. I don't know how it is inconceivable for our material mind. And when Brahma saw all this, it was inconceivable for his mind also. And then he said, yes, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So then Lord Brahma committed these mistakes. One was at a human level, one was at a demigod level, one was probably at a spiritual level. But that same Brahma, see, the glory, there is no problem in accepting mistake. But the encouragement is the willingness to then step up and then rectify it. And rectify it with lot of humility. And the epitome was demonstrated by Lord Brahma himself when he decided to appear as Srila Haridas Thakur. Brahma said, enough of this great position. So I will come myself as a Malecha, as a Yavana, in a family which is an outcast family. So this Haridas Thakur, when Lord Brahma appeared, we can see that he corrected all the 3 mistakes in such a glorious way. In such a glorious way that he is eternally glorified in the scriptures as Brahma Haridas. So he got attracted to his own daughter. As Srila Haridas Thakur, he could not get attracted to Maya Devi personified. What a transformation. Right? Actually, many times the incarnations of the Lord, they may perform something, an activity which people object. But they themselves rectify it. You can see this particular quality in Lord and his great devotees also. And they rectified in a very nice way. I'm slightly going off the track. But just see, Lord Ramchandra, people accuse Lord Ramchandra of what fact? They accuse that Lord Ramchandra left Mother Sita and went away. Right? Why did he leave Mother Sita? Because she could have been touched by Ravan, and the Praja was raising that objection that she could be touched by Ravan. Now, actually, in Sri Sampradaya, they give a very, very wonderful description about why Lord Ramchandra left Mother Sita in the forest. So, I have not read it in Prabhupada purports, but I have read it in a commentary based on the Sri Vaishnava Acharyas in a book called Thavasmi. I know this very famous book. In that he elaborates the reasons why Lord Ramchandra left Mother Sita in the forest. And he makes a very wonderful point. The first point he makes, he says that Lord Ramchandra did not leave Sita in forest. Lord Ramchandra left Sita with Valmiki Muni. Valmiki Muni happened to be in forest. If Valmiki Muni was in Borivali, he would have come to Borivali. Of course, you may think why I am speaking Borivali, but Borivali also there is a forest, Borivali National Park. And recently when we visited National Park, I saw a Valmik. I actually saw an anthill. And there is a board also there that this is an anthill and the description of which type of ants are creating it. I think it's called harvester ants or something like that. And a nice anthill. So if Valmiki Muni was in Borivali National Park, he would have gone to Borivali National Park. There was no reason to go to forest. He did not go to forest. He went to Valmiki Muni's ashram. That is first thing we should understand. So that blame has to be taken out from Lord Ramchandra. Secondly, there is one thing which a devotee has, which is very, very dear to Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna protects it like what you call as the bristle on the palm. Tळहाताच्या फोडाप्रमाणे in Marathi we call it. He protects it like that. And you know what it is? It is a devotee's reputation. Oh ho ho. Lord is very careful about that one thing. He will ensure that devotee's reputation is not damaged. Right? Therefore, the first Vaishnava aparadha is to blaspheme Vaishnava. Because then you are going and poking a pin in that Tळहाताचा फोड. He is not going to like it. He is not going to like it. But for him, reputation of a Vaishnava is very, very, very dear. And you will see, just like in Radhashtami, we heard this beautiful class, Gaurang Prabhu said, that Radharani expressed that, I don't want to continue in this world because people are calling me that I am Kalankini, I am unchaste and unchaste. Oh, Krishna became very alarmed. Wait. They are calling you like this? Let's perform a pastime where everyone accepts to the point that you are completely chaste. So you see, just like Lord Krishna removed this blemish from Srimati Radharani's character, there was this blemish on Sita Devi's character that she is touched by Ravan. And the blemish was that the Lord is still accepting her. Why is Lord not accepting her? Right? So what did Lord Ramchandra do? Lord Ramchandra took her from the house and left in Valmiki Muni's ashram. What happened at that point? That point, when the news came out that the Lord has left Mother Sita into forest, the doubt which people had in their mind about Sita Devi, that doubt went away. That doubt was replaced by extreme sympathy and compassion for Sita Devi because now she has gone to forest, and anger for Lord Ramchandra. That why he has done like this. And this shift of the doubt and criticism by empathy, that was such a massive. You see, even sometimes we have, I have seen this. Sometimes you don't like a person. You want to criticize that person. You should sometimes go in the night and see that person sleeping. The person looks so innocent when he's sleeping. You actually start having compassion for the person and feel, oh, such a poor soul, I don't know how many of you experienced it. Like you see a small child sleeping, you say, oh, he's so cute. So you see a person who is sleeping, you just feel so compassionate because, he's at the mercy of the Supreme Lord actually at that point because he's completely aware of anything that is happening around him. right? So as soon as that sympathy overpowers, the criticism and long things, they go away. It's a very beautiful technique. Therefore, whenever devotees feel that, you may feel envious or you may feel sometimes, it's natural. It's okay to be not okay. But it's not okay to stay okay. I mean, it's not okay to stay not okay. Right? So it may happen in your mind that, this person is, I feel. But the moment you feel, he's my God brother. He's doing so many things, he's my God brother. The moment there is mamatva, immediately the criticism goes away. So when Lord Ramchandra pushed Mother Sita into forest, their heart were completely filled with so much of mamatva. Oh, my mother, my queen. Who is this person who left her into forest? So the emotion shifted all the way from, criticism to sympathy for Mother Sita and anger for Lord Ramchandra. And Lord Ramchandra said, this is what I want. Because it's okay if they are angry with me. I don't have any problem. But my devotee's reputation, that should not be disturbed. Right? So Mother Sita was left in the forest. People still blame Lord Ramchandra for this, that why did he do this? Well, as Lord Ramchandra, he banished one woman who was presumably, apparently touched by another man. But then he came as Lord Krishna. He accepted 16,100 women who were touched by the demon. So he himself rectified the blemish. Right? So Lord comes, he rectifies his own blemish. And then, we were just discussing this point. For those of you who saw this Mahavatar Narsimha movie, one thing is very nicely shown, and it's there in the Srimad Bhagavatam also. It's very nicely shown. It is mentioned that how the main reason why Hiranyakashipu was so inimical towards Lord Vishnu, his main accusation, matlab arop. So what was the basic arop, basic accusation? The basic accusation was that this Vishnu, if he is God, he needs to be impartial. But he has taken sides with the devatas and he has killed my mother. How can he be impartial if he is Supreme Personality of Godhead? Therefore, he doesn't deserve to be Supreme. Therefore, I reject him. Main accusation. Right? But just see the wonderful arrangement of the Lord. So he actually built a whole empire, and the foundation is this accusation that Lord Vishnu is not impartial. That is his main blame. Right? And just see what happened few years down the line. In his own house was born a wonderful soul of the name Prahlad, who was constantly immersed in the memories of Lord Vishnu, and who was always protected by Lord Vishnu in all circumstances. So, if Supreme Lord is only partial to demigods, how is he protecting a demon's child? How is he protecting a demon's child? That means Supreme Lord is not partial. So in the same pastime, the Lord removed the blemish. But it was very difficult for Hiranyakashipu to accept that. Right? He himself removed it. And he removed it to such an extent that he just not only protected Prahlad Maharaj, he later on became the servant of the great-grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, or the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, who is Bali Maharaj. Yesterday we celebrated Vaman Dwadashi. Right? He became, and he's still there, people say. He's still there in the Sutal Loka with so much protection. So how do you say that he's impartial? If he was impartial to demigods, he was partial to demigods, can he become servant in the house of a demon? But he did that. So the Lord has that self-correcting nature. Whatever you blame him, he himself corrects it in the subsequent pastime. He has that power, he has that ability. Similarly, his pure devotees like Lord Brahma commits some mistakes, but they themselves correct it in their subsequent, when they came with Haridas Thakur. So he may be attracted to the daughter, but Haridas Thakur is not attracted to even personified Maya Devi. So much more glorious. Then the mistake of giving benedictions. So Haridas Thakur was once passing through a jail, a prison, and there were many prisoners. And they saw this sadhu coming And they said, "Oh Sadhu, please give us some blessing." Right? And Haridas Thakur gave a very good benediction. He said, "May you all stay like this." He did not give the blessing that he gave to Hiranyakashipu. Yeah. May you become powerful, come out, break the prison cell. He said, "May you all remain like this." And they were shocked. "Are we are in prison, you are giving a blessing like this?" So he said that this tendency that you have, that you are taking shelter of other saintly person, that's a very good consciousness. So I am just saying that you remain in a situation where you're always taking shelter of a saintly person. And you are humble. In this situation, you're very humble. So always stay humble. That was the blessing. And then, of course, the spiritual mistake. So here we see Lord Brahma judging Lord Krishna, whether he is devotee or not. But then he was put in the preaching assignment along with the most bewildering personality called Nityananda Prabhu. Oh, and it was such a difficult thing for Srila Haridas Thakur to be with Nityananda Prabhu, to go to Jagai Madai, and the Jagai Madai are attacking, Nityananda Prabhu runs away. Haridas Thakur is an old man, he cannot run away. And Nityananda Prabhu does so many pastimes, but Haridas Thakur never criticizes Nityananda Prabhu. Right? Even he may be jokingly saying something, but actually he is simply glorifying him. So as Haridas Thakur, he rectified all his three mistakes in a much, much, much more glorious way than we have. So when you are a person like this, right? When you are a person like this, now there's a beautiful description here mentioned about quality of Lord Vishnu. Is it here? It is mentioned here, Harena cha ananta dhanena vatsa. That Lord is wearing a garland, a necklace, Harena cha ananta dhanena. So, like you see the garland, you see the necklace, you say, "Are kitne ka liya?" There is no count. Ananta dhanena. You cannot measure the value of that garland. Now, what is a very special thing about a garland? When a great person is wearing a necklace, then if any person comes to him and gives him a good news, or who does a particular thing which he is very happy about, what he will do? He will take out the garland and give that person. Right? So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, "Do not try to see Krishna, serve Krishna in such a way that he is happy to see you." So when you serve a devotee, right? When you surrender to a devotee, when you just do any small thing for a devotee, what does Krishna do? Gives you that garland. It is ananta dhanena. Uska value nahi aa sakta. So Rupa Goswami says that the bhakti you cannot purchase with any money. You cannot purchase. It is so valuable. You cannot purchase. Right? But Srila Prabhupada in the Sword of Knowledge, Prabhupada writes, Prabhupada says the greatest sukruti is achieved when one serves a Vaishnava devotee. Prabhupada has a statement. उस सुकृति का कुछ वैल्यू नहीं है. क्यों सुकृति का वैल्यू नहीं है? Because निकाल के दे दिया हाथ में. That person becomes a devotee. All of us, you try to recollect in your life, you must have served some devotee in an unknowing way. You don't remember it. That qualified all of us to come here and become devotees. Otherwise, with our punya karma, we cannot purchase devotional service. It has to be that har, ananta dhanena, which Krishna has to just give. Okay, you help my devotee, na? Chal, le. And that har is so valuable. It's like the story that other day we were discussing on the day of Janmashtami. That this lady who came to offer fruits to Lord Krishna, she just gave so many fruits to Krishna. And after she just gave fruits to Krishna, her whole bucket was full with jewels, beautiful jewels. Right? What happened after that is something very interesting. She picked up those jewels and started going, completely mesmerized that what has just happened. In the meantime, Lord Krishna goes inside the house and starts distributing the fruits to all the Vaishnavas, to all his devotees, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mai, his uncle, his aunts. He's just giving, and they are taking these fruits and they are appreciating, oh, such a nice fruit, such a nice fruit, such a nice fruit. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Then what does Lord Krishna do? Then that same lady who is carrying those jewels, she goes to Yamuna river and leaves all the jewels in Yamuna river. Why? Because she got something which is ananta dhanena, which is something so rare, which is Purushartha Shiromani, which is the greatest jewel that a person can buy. That is love of God. How that love of God came to her? Because her service pleased Krishna's devotees. The devotees appreciated the service. And then that transformation, right? Ananta Dhanena. So Krishna just gives that necklace to you, right? When Lord Brahma rectifies his mistakes, gratefully accepts his mistakes with broad chest, Lord Krishna is very pleased with him. Very pleased with him. And to whomever Lord Krishna is pleased with, what happens to them? When they close their eyes and they see Krishna in their heart, what is Lord Brahma saying? What is Lord Brahma saying? He is saying, Santas sadeva hrudayashu vilokayanti, premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena, Santas sadeva hrudayashu vilokayanti, yam shama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam. When these great devotees of the Lord, who have pleased Lord Krishna, when they close eyes and they want to see the Lord in the heart, they don't see the Paramatma form. They see Shama Sundar. They see the Shama Sundar form of the Lord. So the reason I explained this whole background is because Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, as a purport to this verse, simply makes one footnote. When he says that this Kadamba Kinjalka Pishanka Vasasa, so Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that actually this is a description of Krishna and not Vishnu. It may have been, this verse may indicate Lord Krishna. That's the exact word that he writes. So although Lord Brahma is glorifying Lord Vishnu's form, the Acharyas say that actually he got Lord Krishna's vision. Because this Kajamba Kinjalka on the, hips and the wonderful Mekhala and all that, it's Krishna's description. And Chakravarti Thakur confirms it, right? So we have to understand that our Brahma is a very special person. Maybe other Brahmas got the sight and this of Lord Vishnu. Maybe there also some of them are devotees, but our Brahma is very special, and therefore he is a Sampradaya Acharya. We are very proud to be the devotees or disciples in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. We have a sustainable leader who doesn't mind committing mistakes, but he doesn't stay on those mistakes. He rectifies them in a very glorious way, and he becomes very dear to Krishna because of that rectification. So dear to Krishna that Krishna is actually showing his personal transcendental form to him. Kadamba Kinjalka Pishanga Vasasa. So wonderful. This is the glory of Lord Brahma. So that was one thing. And the next verse, there are this Lord, when Lord Brahma is seeing Lord Vishnu, the description is given as Lord Vishnu is like a sandalwood tree. And there are 4 things which are given here, because the reason for which Lord Vishnu is compared to sandalwood tree. So the first thing which is mentioned here is that just like, what is the exact word? Paryasta Dordanda Sahasra Shakham. So just like, a tree has branches which are spreading everywhere, Lord Krishna's or Lord Vishnu's arms are spread all across the universe. So our great Acharya, one of the recent Vartaman Acharya, His Holiness Kadamba Kanan Maharaj. It's nice that his name has the word Kadamba Kanan. So he would always say, when people would ask him, have you seen Krishna? He would say, I have not seen Krishna, but I have seen Krishna's hand. So he would say like that, Krishna's hand. What does it mean? That means anyone who is a sincere devotee, he would see Krishna's hand interfering in his life, many places. And you would feel that, oh, if it was not for Krishna's hand, probably things would have been different. But I can see Krishna's hand. So, and Krishna's hand can interfere in any person's life, any living entity's life. Why? Because his hands are spread all across the universe, right? And then another reason it is mentioned is avyakta moolam. So just like the root of a tree is avyakta, it is inside the sand, so you can't see it. Similarly, the root of Supreme Personality of Godhead you can never understand. Who is the root of Supreme Personality of Godhead? We don't know. Of course, Srila Prabhupada gives fantastic purport here and proves the point that Avyakta Moolam means, so Supreme Lord is Avyakta himself because he is not seen by everybody and he himself is the root of himself. So Supreme Lord doesn't have any root. He himself is the root of himself. It's so difficult to understand, right? It's very difficult to understand, but we have to accept it, right? And then we accept it and we serve devotees, and one day that Sphurti will come where we'll understand how he himself is the root of himself. But that is the basic definition of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even if you take the initial verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Param Satya, Prabhupada writes in the prologue to Srimad Bhagavatam, he says Bhagavatam is not talking about a devata or a god. Bhagavatam is talking about supreme absolute truth, Param Satya. And Prabhupada says the difference between Param Satya and a devata is that the devata may have some origin, but a Param Satya doesn't have any origin. He himself is the origin of everything. Can you please switch off the phone, Mataji? So, sorry, what I was talking about? The Param Satya. So, because the roots are not seen, so therefore he is compared to a tree, because his root is also not known to anybody. And then the third thing is that, very beautiful, that just like there are snakes around sandalwood tree, so similarly you may see Ananta Shesh around the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's why also he is. So many of the, and then the final thing which is mentioned here, which actually in one sense answers the question. So I will not mention the final thing first. So let's take about these three things. So if you look at any tree has this particular quality. Any tree has roots underneath. Any tree has branches that grows everywhere. I mean, forget about the shrubs and the small plants and all. But most of the trees, they have wide spreading branches, right? And snakes. Of course, snakes sometimes we see on trees. But you know, snakes, I mean, it looks like a negative point. Somebody has snakes around, and how that even becomes a positive point? Why would that be glorified? Why would you glorify someone like Supreme Personality of Godhead having somebody's snakes around his body? Lord Shiva already has that fame. Why you need even Lord Krishna like that or Lord Vishnu like that, right? So that doubt came in my mind. So then I was just thinking, and also in one of the places it says that the ornaments of the Supreme Lord are like the flowers of the Kadamba tree. Sorry, flowers of the sandalwood tree. How many of you have seen sandalwood tree, by the way? Anybody here who has seen sandalwood tree? Okay, you have seen, very good. Or you just Googled it. Okay. So I had not seen it, and I Googled it, of course. So I first of all wanted to know if sandalwood even has flowers. So the Google shows wonderful photographs of flowers of sandalwood tree also. Sandalwood tree has flowers. Very beautiful and cute flowers. Very small. And they have a very subtle fragrance. Very subtle fragrance. Very beautiful flowers. And the leaves of a sandalwood tree are something like the leaves of a mango tree. And the flowers of sandalwood tree are also something like the flowers of a mango tree. How mango tree also bears like bunches of flowers. So sandalwood tree also gives small bunches of very small flowers. But not as fragrant as mango. And it gives the flowers in the same season as the mango tree also. During February and March, like the springtime. That's the time when sandalwood tree has flowers. And if you were to see, now we don't have the luxury and facility of looking at sandalwood trees, because in India, even to plant a sandalwood tree, you need government permission. It's not very easy, right? Incidentally, there was a movie also some time back on the smuggling of sandalwood tree. And the name of the hero was Pushpa, actually. So it was, so sandalwood tree has flowers. So I like that, actually, particular point. The sandalwood tree has flowers. And, it has, but if you had the luxury of seeing it, then it would look like ornaments, like beautiful ornaments. Just like you see the deity of Gopalji, to make Gopalji look very attractive, you put dots on him. You can draw flowers, you can draw different designs, but unless you put dot, it doesn't look that attractive. When you put dots, it looks fabulous, like miraculous, right? So these flowers look like dots on the trees, and they look very attractive. So the Lord's glistening ornaments are compared to the sandalwood, the flowers of the sandalwood tree, right? But still, flowers come on any tree, and on any tree they look like attractive. Why sandalwood tree only? So I will just tell this a personal story, and I liked it very much. So, I asked this question to, ChatGPT. And because I did not have time, I asked the question in a voice command, right? I think the command has gone now. Anyway. So I asked first question that is mango tree and sandalwood tree of the same genre, of the same origin? It said no, a sandalwood tree is of a genus called as Santalaceae. Santalaceae is called Santalaceae. Santalaceae. So when ChatGPT said Santalaceae, I heard Centralaceae. And then I realized that, this is the reason why Supreme Personality is compared to sandalwood. Right? There was that beautiful song, you must have heard it, right? सूरज की गर्मी से जलते हुए तन को मिल जाए पल भर की छाया ऐसा ही सुख मैंने पाया है जब से शरण में मैं तेरे आया मेरे राम. Heard this song? So because it is written in many days back, there were no Centralaces that time. But if you were to, in today's world, you would say, just like जलती हुई किरणों से मिल जाए Centralace की हवा, वैसा ही सुख मैंने पाया है जब से शरण में मैं तेरे आया. Maybe that was the reason why Maharaj wanted to put Centralace here. So as soon as everybody enters in the temple, your experience of being in the association of Krishna, like Centralace, And what is that first verse of Shiksha, Chaitanya Shikshashtakam? Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate. The body is like burning. The lust and the anger in the body, they are just burning. But the moment comes in contact with this beautiful message of Bhagavatam, this beautiful message of Krishna Katha, it's like putting like cool AC water on that burning body. You actually can experience it. But for that, you need to understand that the lust in the heart is actually troubling me. If you go into enjoying that lust, then you will not understand it. But the moment you have this understanding, by devotee's mercy, that I am supposed to say no to it, then you will understand the burning. Right? And what did Lord Brahma do to obtain that beautiful, soothing vision of Lord Vishnu? He did tapasya. How much? 10,000 years or whatever, 1,000 years. What we have to do to get the beautiful darshan of Lord Krishna, we also need to do tapasya. How much? Maybe 10 rupees. A 10 rupees Central Railway or Western Railway ticket is all you need to come here and experience the beautiful, soothing, right? So Krishna reciprocates. But you should be willing to spend that 10 rupees and that maybe 1 hour of time to actually come out and see. So Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has this wonderful, that's why, of course, then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives a much better reason. Centralace is something which it made it up out of my own understanding. But Chakravarti Thakur gives a much deeper reason. He says he's compared to a sandalwood tree. First thing is because the sandalwood tree is considered as the leader of all the trees. So here it is mentioned, I think, Angri Pada Indra. What is that? Angri Pendra. Angri Pendra means Angri Pada Indra. Angri is feet. Angri Pada means one who drinks through feet. So trees drink water through their feet. That's why they are called as Angri Pada. And Angri Pada Indra. Angri Pada Indra means the king of all the trees. So sandalwood is accepted as the king of all the trees. And then another beautiful description here is that just like there are snakes covering the body of the sandalwood tree, there are also, okay, before I go into this analogy, sorry. I wanted to tell you a small story. The analogy of the central AC. That how, actually, what is the shloka in Gopi Geet? It says, Tava kathamrutam tapta jivanam kavibiriditam kalmashapam, right? So what is tapta jivanam? The bodies are burning. What is giving cooling, soothing effect to the burning bodies? Tava kathamrutam. Your glories spoken. And who speaks the glories of the Lord? The devotees of the Lord, they speak the glory. I'll give you an example, a wonderful example which my godbrother Virchandra Prabhu, he shared with me. In the morning we were discussing Bhagavatam. Wonderful example. I just loved it. You can understand that how the words that are coming from the mouth of an Acharya, glorifying Supreme Lord, how they can transform a person's heart. He said there was a teacher with him when he used to teach in certain classes, and the teacher was extremely expensive. What I'm saying. The teacher was extremely wealthy. He used to go around in Mercedes car. Probably he still goes around in Mercedes car. But he had a particular habit that he used to hunt all the restaurants. And our Vichandra Prabhu, when he became a devotee, he had read this Jivhara Lala se Yai Uti Uti Dhaya Shishnadara Parayana Krishna Daipa. Running around for a pleasure, satisfying the tongue. You will never be able to attain Krishna. Right? So he happened to mention to this one person. He just completely rejected the idea. He said, no, I like going around different hotels and find all the hotels, and he would know, ye item na is hotel mein jaake khao, ye item Govinda's mein jaake khao, ye item Govinda's Express mein jaake khao. So he would just know about all the hotels. Not necessarily only spiritual, but all hotels in Bombay city. So one day, Virchandra Prabhu had just heard this bhajan written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he was singing it. So he was saying that, Tumi to Thakur, Tomar Kukkur, Baliya Jana ho more. And just when he said Tomar Kukkur, this person entered inside. And he heard that word, Tomar Kukkur. He said, what is this? What did you say? What did you say? He said, Tomar Kukkur. So what does that mean? He said, no, I'm singing a bhajan of a great saint, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And this means that, oh Lord, you are Thakur, you are a supreme personality, and I am your kukkur, I am your dog. So this man, he was like, what? A saintly person is calling himself a dog? So you mean to say, you are a dog? I am a dog? I mean, that's what I'm supposed to think like? And he just completely dismissed that idea. And after 1 week time, this person again meets Vichandra Prabhu, and tells me, you are right, yaar. You are right. And your saintly persons are also right. Tomara Kukkur. You are saying like that, na? He says, today I was roaming around entire Bombay city in my Mercedes-Benz AC car, visiting different hotels to see if I can get anything to eat, but none of the hotels got the dish that I wanted. So I felt myself that I'm like a dog looking for food from place to place to place. And he said, what your Acharya was saying was right. Just see, one word spoken by an Acharya made this person reflect in his life that he is suffering. The fact that he was thinking that he is enjoying was actually suffering. That's what Krishna is trying to tell you. Right? You are thinking that you are enjoying your senses, but actually you are suffering. But you won't realize it unless a saintly person gives you that hint. And this person has no connection to Krishna consciousness practically, in one sense, but connection to a devotee. But a word coming from the mouth of an Acharya transforms this person's heart. This is central AC. Massive central AC. Spreading through sound vibration. Anyone who is hearing this sound, Tomito Thakur, Tomara Kukur, you never know how it's going to impact a person. And now we'll come to the final analogy of the snake. Sorry, I'm taking a lot of time, but I'll just take 2 minutes only. So, here also something very wonderful. And this was again taken in the discussion of another Bhagavatam class which I was listening to. So this devotee actually mentioned that snakes go around sandalwood tree because they feel a lot of burning in their body because of the poison. And when they coil around the sandalwood tree, they feel very cool. Right? So we know that when Lord Shiva drank poison, he held the poison in the neck. That poison was burning him, and therefore he took the snakes to cool his poisons down. But the snakes are taking shelter of sandalwood tree to cool them down. Right? And that's how Lord Krishna's coolness is so special. Right? Something that is giving pleasure to Lord Shiva is deriving actually their essence from Lord Krishna and then transferring it to Lord Shiva, something like that. So this is very nice. Another thing, as Prabhupada says, Lord Shiva keeps snakes around his neck because those snakes reminding of his eternal worshipable Lord Anantashesh, who is the shelter of everything. Right? So Anantashesh is actually the shelter of everything. That's why whenever you construct a building, you put Anantashesh there. Right? And then you put a building. Someone recently told me, okay, I'll not tell this right now, there's no time. So, but this Anantashesh. So I think Bhurijan Prabhu once said that if you see what is giving shelter to house, earth. What is giving shelter to earth, something else. What is giving, ultimately shelter you will see is Anantashesh. But who is giving shelter to Anantashesh? You will say, Arey, Lord Vishnu is sleeping on Anantashesh. So Anantashesh only is giving shelter to Lord Vishnu. He is only providing support. But who is the supreme form of Anantashesh? That is Lord Balaram. And if you go to Krishna Balaram temple, you will see Balaramji standing like this, taking shelter of Krishna. So who is giving support to Balaramji? Krishna is giving support. So Krishna is the support of everything. Right? So these snakes encircling sandalwood tree indeed give you a feel that actually sandalwood tree is none other than Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu himself. Thank you so much. We'll end here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.